and the journey continues. This is week 2 and 3 of being on MetaPWR. So I reached day 9, and when I reached day 9, I actually dipped below the lowest weight I could achieve, going off sugar, all kinds of stuff in the last 3 years. So that was pretty exciting and kind of a, awesome extra bonus perk. And to already feeling fabulous. I no longer had any of the pain symptoms that I was having, like inflammation in my feet and in my arms and my hands. I was sleeping better. My hair started looking better. And so that was actually another perk that was really nice. And day 9, when that day that I dipped below my lowest weight, I decided that I was going to put 2 of my boys on MetaPWR, just a half packet. They're age 17 and 19. And I was going to see how it's going to affect them emotionally, but also sleep-wise. Sometimes they would go for caffeine at that age, and I thought that was silly. So to see how they would react to it, they've reacted fabulous. It's been wonderful. In fact, they don't want me to take them off. But that same day, day 9, I decided to take a break and see what would happen if I wasn't on MetaPWR. And to see how long the effects would last, kind of what would happen. So I was off for 7 days. That was sad. I liked being on it, but I was super happy to see that my energy was still good. The pain was still gone. There were a lot of different things that that consistently stayed good. However, I held my weight, but I did not drop down anymore. I continued to drink Slim and Sassy water, the MetaPWR water. So 3 to 4 drops in my water bottle, and just would drink it all day. So I continued to do that, and that was the only thing that I did through those 7 days. I noticed that I became more emotional again. So the emotional benefits did not stick. And like I wasn't handling stressors as well. Let's see. But it wasn't until day 6 or 7 that some of the uncomfortableness in my hands started to return, and my feet started aching just a little bit, and I thought, okay, it's time to get back on. I lasted 7 days without it before things really started to 6 to 7 days before they started to come back. And that was a great test trial for me, just to kind of see if I miss a day, if my kids miss a day, whatever, am I still going to be, are you still doing well? What happens when you miss a few days or whatever. And I was very pleased with my results on how that happened, what happened for me. And super happy to see that it lasted that long. The benefits lasted that long, despite being off. So I also, because of that, I decided that my kids, maybe because of their age, they might not need to be on it consistently every day, but could, right now they're half dose, but they could miss, and they could get the benefits of it in their age range and their body, stage that they're at, that they could, they were saying they don't want me to take them off. They want to stick with it. They don't stick with anything. So that was actually really cool. They want to stick with it. They're off caffeine completely. Both of them could care less about caffeine, because the effects of MetaPWR is more consistent and longer lasting, and they just feel really good, and they're happy. They haven't had, any of these, the emotional hardships either that comes with, what they're dealing with. So anyway, those are kind of all the benefits and the perks. So I'm back on day 4, being back on, and everything just completely went away. Again, I will tell you there are a couple things that were interesting. One is that my hair ends up being a little bit different. I really like it. It's nice and manageable and smooth. I feel like it's growing faster. In just 3 weeks, I can feel a difference because it started to slow down, and I can feel that it's going well. I even had people commenting on my hair. I haven't had people commenting on my hair for years. So that was another interesting thing. And then let's see, I stopped losing as much hair every time I would shower or brush my hair or something. I noticed there was just less. So that was awesome. It picked back up during the week off. But now that I am back on it again, it's totally slowed down. Emotional things that have happened. I had an extra surprise cycle in between. So that was interesting. At 3 days. So I know, being in my 40s, then that sometimes happens. Emotional or hormone things are changing too, especially with a metabolic system. You're going to maybe notice that kind of thing. I have a friend, same thing happened to her. So let's see. Here's what I've been doing. The first week, I was not consistent with my MetaPWR in my water. And when I started doing it regularly in my water, I feel so much better, and I am thirsty all the time, which is really interesting for me because I feel like I'm flushing a lot, just flushing stuff, and I feel fabulous drinking as much water as I've been drinking. I didn't think I was gonna like the taste, but I do. I enjoy the taste a lot, so much so that the other gum that doTERRA used to offer I did not like, but the MetaPWR gum I'm actually enjoying, so that's really cool. I've also decided to take 1 to 2 of the soft gels, and I was just taking the MetaPWR soft gels like once a day when I would take the MetaPWR Assist. And another thing that I notice is that I forget to take the Assist in general if I'm not taking it with 1 or 2, the first or second meal of the day. And I definitely have, I don't know what to call it, an aversion. I don't care about white flour or sugars, but if I'm having too many carbs, I'm just kind of like, oh, it's too many carbs. That's really weird. I am like a carb junkie. My whole life I've been a carb junkie. So that has been super interesting. I think it's because I'm not as hungry anymore. After I guess it was day 1 and 2, I got really hungry. And anyway, so just really fabulous things are happening. And I am very happy with not wanting so many carbs and just desiring to eat a cucumber. My garden has lasted way longer than it should have, but I've been eating fresh cucumbers from my garden because I just want something fresh. That's what I'm wanting instead of, like a quick carb fix. And I enjoy not being so hungry, so when I eat, my meals are a little bit smaller, and I'm really been enjoying that because instead of like trying to get quantity, now I'm like just eating some quality, and I like it. I like the way that I am feeling. I really like it a lot. So I hope this testimony has helped you, and I hope your experiences are as positive as mine have been. There's always going to be little things in there, like it would have been really nice not to have an extra cycle pop in there, and it would be nice, not having to flush so much, but I'm not even drinking that much water compared to what I have done in the past, but I am just flushing it all out, and I can see in my face less inflammation in my face. It just feels like the face that I know versus a little bit swollen, which I've experienced the last couple years, not just in weight, but I must have been retaining water. My fingers are actually smaller as well, which is nice. Maybe I'll fit back into my wedding ring, which I've had to swap out for a cheap one, and without having to resize it. So I'm glad I didn't resize it yet.